We'll chant Om 3 times and start the invocation shlokas. Close your eyes, inhale deeply. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Welcome back, everyone. So I just want to confirm, maybe Ravi, you can help. We haven't covered shloka number 22, right?
Shloka number, we are at 813, right? 820. 820. We finished 820. That's what I've written it down. Maybe 821 we have done.
Yeah, we definitely did 21. I was just wondering
20.
22.
Yeah,
Okay.
then it might be 822.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So now here in this what we were covering is in chapter 8, just as a refresher quickly. Chapter 8 is all about Akshara Brahma Yoga. Akshara Brahma Yoga is basically what happened in chapter 7, okay, was that Bhagavan has given the primary knowledge, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Right? Okay. And the essence of that entire Jnana Vijnana is Vasudeva Sarvam Iti, if you want to say in one word. That is Bhagavan alone. Vasudeva, please again don't think that it is Lord Krishna alone. Okay, please don't think like that. It is Bhagavan alone. Okay? Because the definition of Vasu is Vasati iti Vasu. Vasati means the one where anything is possible, anything can exist is Vasu. So that is Vasudeva means God in which everything exists. Now you have seen with the Mother Yashoda, he has shown that everything is in within him. Even in Bhagavad Gita, he shows that in chapter 11, he shows that the world is within him. All of that is shown. So that is Vasudeva. Okay, so that Vasudeva alone is everything. That means what? Everything around the world is Bhagavan alone. Even the thing that I think I am, whether this is my own body or my mind and my intellect, whatever that is Bhagwan alone. There's nothing in this world other than Bhagwan. So when you have this understanding at the level of Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana, meaning not just physical and intellectual understanding, but you don't have any more questions on that which is Mananam, and then you are abiding in that and you're able to see that God is in and through everything, everywhere, all the time, then that is jnana, and such a jnani will attain God while alive itself. That is called as Jivan Mukti. However, there are some, not everyone is capable of that. When that capability is not there, then some kind of sadhana is explained. And what is that sadhana has become the essence of this chapter 8. Now, how did the sadhana aspect come? Sadhana meaning how this practice aspect has come about is that uh, Arjuna asks a question. Bhagwan, you have given lot of terms in the end of chapter 7. Explain all those terms for me. So that is, um, these terms included Brahma, what is Brahma, what is Adhyatma, what is Karma, what is Adhibhuta, what is Adhidaiva, what is Adhiyajna. Okay, and then you also told about like Prayana Kale at the time of death. Okay, tell me what more about it. So, like this, when these questions are asked, all those questions, all those terms were answered by Bhagwan in 2 verses, but this Prayanakala has been expounded through the entire rest of the chapter. So that means what? This is what is essentially the sadhana aspect that we must follow throughout our life. How did Bhagwan start saying that is, if someone is, whatever they think at the last minute, that is what they're going to become in their next life. So if someone is thinking about me, they will reach me. If someone is thinking about something else, they will reach that. Now, for us to think about God at the time of death, it is not possible unless we think about God all the time. Okay. And he also gave some ideas like, if you keep on chanting Om all the time with that Pranava Bala, you can actually live your life. And then he also talked about how yoga helps and all of that. But the primary thing is that I, for me to be able to utter the name of the Lord in my last minute and think about Bhagwan in the last minute, I must do it as my lifelong practice. And then he said that whatever you think about something else, everything is temporary. So in from Shloka 15, 16 onwards, what he said is that Abrahma bhuvanan loka punaravartino arjuna mamupetya kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. So that means, and whatever you think about this in this world, including Brahmaji, okay, because everything is what other than Brahman, other than God, everything is within the Srishti. Okay, and the Srishti is created by quote unquote Brahmaji. So that Brahmaji himself is impermanent. He comes and he goes because it's a role. Okay, and when he comes, all the jivas that are waiting to be born, he brings them to life. And then at the time of the when he's closing shop, all of them are put from manifest state to unmanifest state. Okay. So only me alone, okay, only me alone is permanent. That is what Bhagwan is saying. So again, uh, there are when some people when they actually study this without proper commentary, etc., they think that, hey, this person is very egoistic. Lord Krishna is so egoistic that he keeps saying that everything is done by him alone, and other than him, there's nothing. But that is not the case. Because when Bhagwan is saying that everything is me alone, what am I? If I think that I'm different from God, then God is wrong. If God is right and God alone is everything, then I am God too. So then where is the ego question of ego of Bhagwan? That is nothing like that. Bhagwan is beyond ego. Okay. So with this, he states that in verse 21, Avyaktoksharam uktasa tamahu paramam gatim Yap prapyana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So again, he is re-emphasizing that I am beyond this unmanifest also. Okay. And that I am imperishable. Because unmanifest means what? Unmanifest means we talked about three shariras. Remember? Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karna Sharira. Now, Sthula Sharira is when I have my physical body. I have Sthula Sharira. Along with that, Sukshma Sharira is also the Karna Sharira. Also, the Sukshma Sharira is like my ability, my faculty of thinking, my faculty of remembering everything. Okay. So all these indriyas, all the other part of Sukshma Sharira. This Karma Indriyas, Pancha Jnanendriyas, etc. All of that is Sukshma Sharira. This is subtle body. Now, both the reason for the existence of both the subtle body and this physical body is the third body, which is called as Karna Sharira. That is cause. That is the cause for rest of these two. So that's called as causal body or Karna Sharira. Now, when a jiva is going from one life to other life, while this entire universe is existing, when Brahmaji is active, what happens is that even when the Sthula Sharira falls off, Sukshma Sharira is still there and it is jumping from one life to another life. But when Brahmaji takes off, as in like when he retires or like he gives up and his lifetime is over, what happens is that this Sukshma Sharira also doesn't exist. It also goes into unmanifest, and the only thing that is remaining is Karana Sharira. So that is called as unmanifest. And Bhagavan says that I am beyond that unmanifest as well. Okay. And that is my power. So, so this is where we paused in our past session. So, do you have any questions so far before we get on to the next verse? Okay. If there are no questions, let us go with the next shloka, the shloka number 22. So first I will break down the words and then we will chant. Okay. Purushaha, Saha, because of Sandhi, it is shown as Sa. So we'll say it as Sa only. Paraha, Partha, Bhaktya. So all of them are single words alone so far. Labhyastvananyaya. That is, there are three words in them. Labhya to Ananyaya. Okay, so that's what it will break down. Yasyantaha, that is Yasya and Antaha together. Yasyantaha. Sthani, single word. Bhutani, single word. Yena, single word. Sarvamidam. Sarvamidam is Sarvam and Idam together. Sarvamidam Tatam. This is the breakdown. So I'll chant. One of you please repeat after me. Purushassa parah partha
पुरुष च परत पार्था
bhaktya labhyatvadanyaya
भक्त्याय लभत सव अनन्यया
bhaktya
भक्त्या
labhyah
भक्त्या लभ्यया
tvananyaya
स्वनन्यया
yasyantasthani bhutani
यस्य तस्यानि भूतानि
yena sarvamidam tatam.
येन सर्वमिदं ततम्.
Okay, so here one is saying that, sorry, what happened? My screen. Okay, so here Bhagavan is saying that Purusha sa paraha pardha bhaktyaha labhyaha tu ananmaya. So paraha purushaha saha. Okay, saha means he. Okay, paraha means usually para sometimes especially parapurusha in South Indian languages means other man. Okay, here that para doesn't mean other, it means highest. Okay, the highest Purusha. Again, Purusha again doesn't mean man. Okay, please. Okay, here Purusha means Bhagwan. Okay, so Purusha, the later usage of Purusha meaning man and Stri means woman came much later. Here, Purusha means Bhagwan. Okay, this Purusha, this highest Purusha is, what is this Purusha? Nature of this highest Purusha? He is unmanifest. He is beyond unmanifest, Avyaktam. And he is imperishable, Aksharam. Paraha is highest. He is Sanatana, he is beginningless. Divyaha, he is divine. Okay. Amurtaha, meaning he doesn't have any form, meaning he's beyond form. Okay, beyond form and beyond formless also. So, and he is uh, Ajaha, he is unborn. Apranaha, there is no prana in that. Because prana means Vayu is there. Okay. He doesn't have mind, Amanaha, because mind is something that is changing and Bhagavan is changeless. Okay. So such that is the nature of such this Purusha. So now this particular Parapurusha, okay, Saha, that highest, how can he be reached is explained by saying Ananyaya Bhaktya. So bhakti means devotion. Okay. Now this bhakti is not any kind of bhakti that we have, rather it is Ananyaya. Anya means other. Okay. Ananyaya means no other, nothing other. So Ananyaya Bhakti means there is nothing other than God. God alone is. Remember, like we were talking about Vasudeva Sarvam Iti in the beginning, that understanding should be there. Even if I don't abide in it, I should be able to understand it and hold on to it as much as possible. So, where in one of the earlier shlokas, it says, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. This, I think this comes from chapter 5, where it says that the how should you treat people or anything mentally, okay, within your heart, not outside, okay? Whether someone is educated, whether someone is a great scholar, or whether it is a elephant, or whether it is a whether it is a dog, or even like one who eats dog, meaning, okay, so that means that the why one who eats dog is considered as the lowest form of human being in our Vedantic literature. Why is that? Is that the dog is most faithful to the human being, to its master, and always trying to do whatever it can for the master. And if someone is going to kill it and cook and eat, then he or she is considered the lowest form of the person. So that Shunichayava Swapake. Okay, so that is that Swapaka. Okay, the one who eats dog eater. Okay, whether it is great scholar or the dog eater, or whether it is a dog, or whether it is a uh, elephant. Okay. They see equanimity in all of them. It doesn't mean that they treat same, like all of these same. Okay, so now imagine if in this verse there's also snake is also there. Okay, a poisonous snake. So poisonous snake is also Bhagwan. It doesn't mean that when the poisonous snake is coming in close towards you, you should not say, Bhagwan, look at Bhagwan, Bhagwan's Maya, it is coming. No, you run. Okay, so understand that is Bhagwan, okay, but your legs are also Bhagwan, so you should better run. Okay, but understand that there's no hatred towards that snake, because that is a form in which a jiva is experiencing and fulfilling its responsibilities and its duty. So understand that, but your duty is for this particular body and you need to run. Okay. So, but Mentally, though, there's no hatred for that snake. So this is how the understanding is. Like how you behave outside is different from what is your true understanding of the world around you, including Bhagwan. So this is understanding should be there, that when there is Ananya Bhaktya, means there is nothing other than God. God alone is. Right? And then, see, Purusha Sapatha, Partha, Bhaktya Labhya Twananyaya. In that Twananyaya, tu is there. Tu means, like in Hindi, etc., I say, Kintu. Tu, it's not tu as in like a you singular tu, tum tu, not that tu. Okay, this tu is Parantu, Kintu, that tu. Okay. Means what? By this alone, only by Ananya Bhakti alone, someone can reach this God. And what is this nature of God that is described? Bhaktya Labhya Karanyaya. Okay, this Bhakti is Ananya, this nothing other than the Lord, this is Jnana, right? So Yasya Antahasthani Bhutani. So Yasya Antasthani Bhutani, meaning this all these bhutas, where are they? They are bhutas, means all these jivas, etc. All of them are in that Bhagwan alone. Okay, yasyantasthani bhutani, in which Akshara is Akshara Parabrahma. Akshara Parabrahma means Kshara is perishable, Akshara is imperishable Parabrahma. Okay, all of them are in that Purusha alone. Okay, and now interestingly, that Purusha has no modification. So that Purusha has no modification means what? When I am born, there should be a modification in that Purusha. And when I'm dead, there should be a modification in Purusha. Okay? When I grow, there should be a modification in that Purusha. When I shrink, there should be a modification in that Purusha. So what do you mean by there is no modification in that Purusha when so many people are taking birth, dying, wars are happening, climate is changing, so many species of animals are completely disappearing from the face of earth. How can you say that there is no change in that Purusha? That means any change that is happening in this world is like a Vidya. So think about this way, right? You see a rainbow, Indradhanush. Okay? Now, rainbow, now when you see rainbow, you can take a picture and you can actually capture that rainbow on a picture in a camera as well. However, if you try to go catch it, there's no way you can catch that rainbow. And you understand that rainbow is nothing but a temporary phenomenon because of light traveling through some water, and diffraction of that light has appeared as Indradhanush or rainbow, and it is impermanent, it goes away. Now the presence of or the absence of rainbow is not going to impact the nature in any manner. Okay, our world in any manner. If there's extra light, right? For example, there's extra light that will impact our earth, right? So, for example, like there is too much sun, or whatever, like because of what you call the atmospheric changes, etc. If there's too much sunlight, the earth gets heated up. But because of rainbow, there is no change. So this kind of a changeless thing is, I mean, we are like the temporary rainbow, which is not going to impact the Bhagwan in any manner. Even if we are changing, there's no change in God, even if we are part of the world. So that means Vedanta actually goes ahead and says that you are not real. What you think you are is not real. What you think this world is, it is not real. All of this is mithya alone. Okay? And when then what is the truth? The truth is Bhagavan alone is the truth. Everything else is mithya. So have that kind of a understanding. So yena sarvam idam tatam. So and this Bhagavan alone is everything, right? So then what am I? Okay, what am I? I am Bhagavan. Okay. So now imagine one example that our Swamiji gave was something like this, right? So you go to a potter's shop. A potter's shop is like as a person who does different types of pots in India. Okay, you go there. You have mm, glasses made up of clay. The pots made of clay. The pot lids made up of clay. There are different types of water coolants, right? We call them as puja in Telugu. I don't know, Puru, what do you guys call that? Cooling water things made up of clay, where you can actually,
Matka.
yeah, different kind of matkas, right? So all of them are made with clay. Now, if you go into the shop, there are about 30 or 40 different varieties of matkas are there, 30 or 40 different varieties of stuffs are there, and maybe like they have, yeah, like 500 to 1,000 items that are in stock. But no matter which matka or which lid, which cup, which pot you touch, what are you touching? You're touching that single clay out of which all these forms are made up of. So when I'm touching the pot, I'm only touching the clay. There's nothing other than clay in that store. Okay? Across all those forms of pots and pans. In the same way, whatever I'm touching in this universe, in this world, touching means not physically touch, not necessarily physical touching. I'm experiencing in this physical world. Everything is God alone. Yena sarvam idam tatam. All this is pervaded by that Akshara Purusha alone. This is the fact. Just like gold, when you look at a necklace, okay, I mean, like nowadays, gold is so expensive, so it could be some other material too. But when gold was not too expensive, whether you look at a necklace or a ring or a bangle, what is pervading in all of those forms is gold alone. If you, in the olden days, we used to have the saying, I mean, like the Advaita Vedanta used to teach like this, right? Look at this gold necklace and you remove gold from it. What is remaining? The answer was nothing. Okay. Why? Because gold alone is necklace, necklace alone is gold. Now, in the modern times, if you remove gold from that necklace, there's a huge amount of necklace, 99.99% of necklace still remains. So that example probably doesn't work nowadays anymore, I guess, because of the cost of gold. But understand that what is pervading in and through entire universe is alone is Bhagavan. And we need to experience it. That for us to experience it, what happens is that you start having this kind of a feeling, bhavana, because initially I don't know. Okay. So when you see your spouse, understand that this person is an expression of God. When you see your kids, this person is an expression of God. When you go to work, this person is an expression of God. When you're getting out of the house, you look into the car, this car is an expression of God. So, like that, you start doing this, as a habit. And then you will get a question: why is this God? Why is this car a God? Oh, this car is made up of Panchamahabhutas. Okay. As everything is made from the earth and all of this Panchamahabhutas. Where did the Panchamahabhutas come from? These Panchamahabhutas came from Maya. Okay. And then where did this Maya come from? Maya came from Brahman alone. Hence, and other than Brahman, there's nothing. And whatever is Maya is nothing but an expression of Brahman. And from this Maya came this Panchamahabhutas. And whether it is a metal or a paint or an engine or a gasoline, everything came from these Panchamahabhutas. So this is a combination of so many things that came from Panchamahabhutas. So all of this car is sourced back to Brahman alone. Same is true for any living being, non-living being, humans, animals, it doesn't matter. All of us are one and same with God alone. Have that kind of a, whenever your mind questions, answer it in this manner. Then you slowly start seeing a slight change in our own attitude when we are behaving with someone. Meaning like wherever, like let us say as a parent, if you need to get angry at your child, you should get angry. But right now, what happens is that when you are getting angry at your child, you are actually angry. Okay, so the child walks away, your anger is still in the heart. You are like, like that. Okay. Now, when you employ this methodology that is being described here, what happens is that you'll show anger because now what is the attitude? There's an internal shift happens in the attitude. What is that shift is this child is making a mistake. As a parent, it is my responsibility to correct this child, and that requires showing anger. Hence, I am showing anger. So you call your child, you express your anger, the child walks away, your anger melts away. It's a completely different thing. Okay, so there is no residual anger. So the understand that as soon as the situation passed, there is no residual anger or any kind of emotion that is in your mind. That means that you are freed from that emotion. Okay. Earlier, like you are owning that emotion, now you don't own that emotion. So this is how we should think that, understand that in terms of Ananya Bhakti, okay, when God is everywhere, how do I deal with the world, understanding that God is everywhere? This must be properly understood. So I'll pause here before we go to the next this thing. Let me know if you have any questions. Any questions so far on this shloka? Because this Ananya Bhakti, sometimes it is confusing for many people because, oh, if God is everywhere, I can't scold anybody, I can't do anything. Okay. What is the point in, and people do ask questions like, what is the point in eating? Okay. If I die, it is gone with the God. Why should I leave? Okay. Why should I take medicines? Okay. All of these kind of interesting questions crop up if this part is not properly understood. That's why I'm asking if you have any questions. Did you understood correctly, thoroughly? Okay, so let's go to the next shloka. This shloka 23. I'll break down the words and then we will chant. Yatra kale tvanavrittimavrittim. Okay, that has got multiple words. Tu anavrittim. Okay, and when we are chanting, we will stop at anavrittim. So yatra kale tvanavrittim. That's how we will chant. So yatra kale tu anavrittim and avrittim chaiva. Chaiva is cha and eva together is chaiva. Yoginaha prayataha, that is prayataha actually, prayataha yanti tam kalam vakshami bharatarshava. Okay, so this is the breakdown. Okay, so there's nothing to break down in second line. Okay, so we'll chant. Please repeat after me. Yatra kale tvanavrittim
यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम्
आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः
आवृत्तिं चैव
योगिनः
योगिनः
प्रयता यान्ति तं कालम् sorry
प्रयता
sorry प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालम्
प्रयात प्रयातयान्ति तं कालं
वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभ
वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभा
okay now
भरतर्षभा
now what he's saying is that after he described what is the nature of that, like how to reach this Parama Purusha, Supreme Purusha in 22nd verse. Now he's going to tell us when someone departs this body, okay, will they return or they don't return? Okay, so that is what I'm going to tell you. Bharatarshabha refers to Arjuna. Vakshami, I'm going to tell you. Vakshami means I'm going to tell you. Okay, Bharatarshabha means who is the chief among those Bharatas. Bharatas meaning the dynasty of Bharatas. So in Bharata dynasty, it is said that the Kauravas are only Kaurava dynasty or Pandavas. That is the only term given to that generation, right? Arjuna's generation are called Pandavas, those five brothers, and Duryodhana's 100 brothers together are called Kauravas. But prior to them, whether it is Dhritarashtra, etc., they all belong to dynasty of Bharata. So, and so many people are there, great people were there, like Bhishma is a great person in this Bharata dynasty. Arjuna is a great person in Bharata dynasty. Maybe if you look at the 56th brother of Duryodhana, maybe they are not that important. I don't know what is the 56th brother as a name of Duryodhana, simply because they are not the chief, right? They are not the chief among those Bharata. So, hey Bharata Shabha, I am telling you, what I'm saying is that, okay, when you have Ananya Bhakti, what happens? It will lead to Jivan Mukti. Now, as I mentioned, that Ananya Bhakti is not easy thing to do. But then we can practice. And I just told you how we can practice, right? So this practice is called as Upasana. So we do Upasana of this Ananya Bhakti. So now when we are doing this Upasana, of this Ananya Bhakti, what happens is that what is the phala of this Upasana? Okay. What is the phala of this Upasana? Meaning, when I do this thing, see, my goal is, Bhagavan said that this imperishable Brahman alone is truth. Everything else is temporary. So, am I going to get like a 2 steps up, like maybe I go up to Swargaloka and I fall down because of all my effort? Or maybe I go to 7 steps up higher and then still get stuck in this world. What happens because of my upasana? Because if I was able to do this Ananya Bhakti completely, yes, I reached Bhagwan and never return. That part is clear. What happens for in between? And now, if I'm a regular layman, I'm sure, like, I'll come back. And when I come back, what I'm not sure is only two things. Am I going to have better life than my current life or worse life than my current life or similar life. That part I don't know, but coming back is guaranteed for a layman. But for this, if I am practicing, okay, all of this upasana to the best of my knowledge, what is going to happen to me? That is the question that is going to be answered by Bhagwan right now. So this is a new topic is starting from this particular shloka onwards. Okay, so before he's starting what is going to happen, he's telling that, okay, like, he's giving a preamble saying that I'm going to tell you, okay, what is going to happen to these Mahatmas or these Upasakas. Yatra kale, that means Kala. Kala means time, of course. Okay. But this time is an interesting thing. We are going to discuss a little bit more. Okay. Uh, because yatra kale tu anavrittim. Okay. Avrittim. So Kala typically means, as I said, time, right? Yatra kale to anavritti, meaning at what time when they depart, okay, the simple translation of this shloka is, depending on the time of their departure, the yogis may return or may not return. Now, it is said that the path by which a person goes to Brahmaloka is called as Shukla Marga. Brahmaloka, remember we talked about 7 realms above earth: Bhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, and Brahma Loka. Right? Satya Loka. So Satya Loka, Brahma Loka, they are one and same. And whenever Brahmaji goes to sleep, all the ones below, 7 below earth, plus Bhuvaha and Suvaha, up to Swargaloka, whenever he goes to sleep, all of them are dissolved and they need to be recreated whenever Brahmaji wakes up. This is something that we discussed in the past. But when Brahmaji term is over, this entire Brahmaloka is also vanishing. Okay, that also has to be deconstructed. At that time, before that happens, Brahmaji gives jnana to the denizens of that Brahmaloka, and then they all gain mukti. So this path where a jiva doesn't get mukti while alive, which is Jivan Mukti followed by Videha Mukti, they get this Krama Mukti. This is what this Mukti is called as Krama Mukti. So now, if you go to Brahmaloka, the path that you reach, through which you reach Brahmaloka, is called as Shukla Marga. Shukla is white, Shukla is light. I mean, you go through the path of light. Now, what are the logistics of that path? That is what is described here. Okay. So now Kala, typically like Shukla, do you know, like in our Hindu calendar, we have time. You can divide time as morning, daytime and nighttime. You can divide time as Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. Do you know what is the difference between Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha? Shukla Paksha is the time between the new moon day and full moon day. Like as the moon is growing bigger and bigger, that is called as Shukla Paksha. And the time that is between full moon day and new moon day. So that is like as the moon is decreasing day by day, that is called as Krishna Paksha. Okay. And then we also have Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Ayana means path. Uttarayana means northern path. Dakshinayana means southern path. So that means what? Between December, I think December 21st or something like that, to June 21st, sun goes, circles around the earth. I mean, sun doesn't circle around the earth, but the axis of earth is in such a way that sun travels in the northern axis. And between June 21st and December 21st, sun travels in southern axis. So the travel of southern axis on southern axis is called as Dakshinayana. The travel on northern axis is called as Uttarayana. Now, interestingly, in our Hindu philosophy, we tend to believe anything this with north, anything to do with this Shukla is auspicious. So we believe that someone who is passing away in Uttarayana Kala, they are likely to reach higher abodes easily. Someone who is passing away in Shukla Paksha, they are considered to be reaching higher abodes easily. Like that, we have certain beliefs, certain faiths are there. Okay. But this is a little bit more deeper than that. Okay, this particular set of shlokas. So that's why I'm not actually starting more in detail about this shloka right now, because there is a concept called Kala Abhimani Devata. Kala Abhimana Devata. So that means what? Kala doesn't mean just Kala. Kala Abhimana Devata means there are Devatas meaning again presiding deities for different lokas, and these Abhimana Devatas, they have a job of taking this individual to those particular lokas. Now, usually we know about the seven lokas that we just talked about, like seven above, seven below, but they are all, these 14 lokas that we talk about are representative lokas, but there are a lot more lokas than that. So that part we will discuss in detail in the beginning of our next session. Okay. So I'll pause here to see if you have any questions. If there are no questions, shall we conclude here?
Yep.
पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thanks everyone. Have a great week ahead, and we'll meet next week.
Thank
Venkat, today,
you.
why did we
Thank you.
not chant
Venkat.
Panchamritam?
Sorry?
Why did we not chant the 5 slokas today?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It totally slipped my mind. Last
Oh,
one.
I thought that you purposely did not. That's why I did not remind you. That's okay. Next time we'll do it.
Next week we'll do it. Sorry about that.
No,
Okay,
no, no.
remind me in case if I miss. Okay, our goal is to chant Gita Panchamritam shlokas beginning of every session. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ravi.
Um,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Venkat.
Yes, sir.